Hi, welcome back to another YouTube video on our lifestyle change and trying to get in shape and weight loss. Today is November the 19th, 2013, and I'm here with Ken Gibbons and myself to talk about our last week's progress. And I'm proud to say, or I'm glad to say, that Ken, we just had our weigh-in before we started this week, and I came in at 249.2 pounds and 49 inches around
49 and a half.
49 and a half on the stomach and 49 and a half on the chest. So that's what is that? That's about 5 pounds, eh, Ken?
That's about 5 pounds. Bill.
5 pounds. So that's
a good start.
It's a good start. So I want to touch base on, as we talk about, this is not a diet; it's a lifestyle. And there's basically 4 factors in doing that. One is eating the right things. The second is portion control. The third is exercise. And the fourth, which I've never really had before, new, is the planning or the support. And that's where Ken and his wife Debbie come in as far as the support. So I want to touch a little bit about that. If you saw our last week's episode, you would have saw that I started writing everything down that I would eat, and there'd be bread in there. I had a couple glazed donuts, and I had some cake for my daughter's birthday, and all these kind of things. And so really, what we continue to do this week is to write down everything that I ate. And I'm not going to go through the whole list, but basically, I was eating. For breakfast, I had, when I'd get up, I'd have a tea. And sometimes when I get up, sometimes I can get up at 5, or other times it's, 6 o'clock or 6:30. There's a range of that, so it's not really right on time every day. So it varies. And sometimes when I first wake up, I'll feel like a tea, or I'll wait a little bit later. But usually I have a tea in the morning, and then it's a good breakfast, which is, a sausage, I just had, I've been really basically eating vegetables and chicken and vegetables. And one of the good things about that is that it's nutritious food. It's food that your body wants, and nothing really out of the ordinary. I had some ham and scrambled eggs, things like that, hunks of cheese and that. But the idea is that basically not eating before I go to bed, and eating the right things and that. So we went over what do you think, Ken, as far as the diet thing? We'll make your comments.
I think the one comment I would make, Bill, I picked up on right away, is that there's no bread and there's no cereals tucked away in here. Now, one thing you should know about Bill and his tea is that he's got 2 sugars in there. And sugar is your enemy. You need some, but I think in our culture we tend to have too much. And Bill is aware of the fact that this is his one treat. He enjoys a tea with some sugar, and over time we hope to sort of wean him off that. Now, because this is a lifestyle, this is one thing I was just encouraging Bill, is that because it's a lifestyle, if you have a piece of pie or you have a square or something like that, you're not going to fall off a cliff and you're going to an abyss of fat. But to have something like that now and then, to me, is fine. I don't think I could just totally give up everything. It's just that most of the time you don't eat those kind of things. Yeah. That's the key.
Yeah. And one of the things I was mentioning, Ken, is that eating this, I've really never felt hungry. It's given me more energy. And in fact, I mentioned that, Ken, is that I was eating some chicken and vegetables and that. And after I ate that, I was satisfied that I didn't even want to eat anything else. Usually, if you have a meal, then there's something you want to have, and I didn't need that. There's only really one time that I was really very kind of hungry. I was about 2 in the afternoon, and I really consciously trying to think about metabolism, because you want to create a high metabolism at a rest. And when you are very hungry, your body will shut down your metabolism will slow down. So what I've been trying to do is make sure that I don't get hungry. So that's enough, but I am going to continue to write things down every week of what I take in, which is very important. I'm not measuring it, and we'll talk about that. Well, let's jump into that, the portion control, because that's another success factor in weight loss and lifestyle, is to control your portions. And a lot of times, just for guys and people who like to feel hearty and full, and that sometimes that's hard to do. But I'm not into measuring every little thing, because this is lifestyle, and in the real world we don't measure every little thing. So when I have some cheese here, I'll say I'll have a hunk of cheese, basically. But I don't measure things, but I just go by the eye, and you can pretty well know if you're really overloading. But if I did overload, I'd overload on vegetables, mixed vegetables or broccoli or something like that.
That's a good thing. If you've ever been on a cruise ship, you know that when you go look at the plates, they're platters, and they want you to feel full. They want you to be happy.
Yeah.
And that's not a good thing if you're trying to watch your weight. And so smaller plates, that's a good thing.
Yeah. So portions, so not really legalistic on the portions and that just yet. If I hit walls and things, there'll have to be things to be done. Let's move on to the other success factor, is exercise. And I told Ken last week, there's many different kinds of exercise. People go bike riding, people go hiking. For me, I just I chose walking. I like walking. I'm 51, so I don't want to do anything too strenuous. But what I've noticed is that we said last week, try to walk 5 times a day, or not 5 times a day, 5 times a week, 5 times a week for a half hour. I said I'm going to do that. But what I found is that I haven't got into a routine yet. I tried to walk. I walked at lunch hour at work one day. I walked in the evening to the nursing home to see my parents. I walked around the park that across the street from where I live. But I'm not really into that exercising groove yet, or walking. And what I've sort of thought what I'm going to do is, from my office, I usually leave my office around 2 o'clock every day and go home and just set up office when I'm at home there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to walk from my office to my home, which is probably about half hour, 40 minutes. And then I want to walk without my briefcase that has my computer and everything in it. So when I get home, I'll just drive back to the office and bring home my computer and that. But I'm going to try that, because that seems like the best of the time of day. I leave early, around 2 o'clock for the day, and I think I'm going to try to walk home and get my walking in there. That's what I'm thinking. And I'm going to just set a goal. Instead of 5 times a week right now, I'm just going to try to do that 3 times a week and see what happens.
It's really important to have a goal that's attainable, and it needs to be effective, and so you need to be doing something, but to be attainable is really important. It takes about 3 weeks to develop a habit, and so it hurts maybe for the first little bit. Maybe the weather doesn't cooperate. This is probably not the best time of the year to start a walking program, but once you're bundled up, you'll be fine. You'll be fine out there, the cooler weather, but stick with that, because that's really important part of this program. Yeah.
So we talked about the right food to eat, what I was eating, and the importance of journaling it. Second, we talked about the portion control. We talked about exercise, and now the last thing, which I never really had in the past, is the support. Let's talk about the support, and I'll just start at home a little bit. I've been eating a lot of chicken lately, so I'll bring home maybe a couple times, 2-3 times a week, a cooked chicken that from Sobeys or something that's already pre-cooked, and I'll bring it home, and my wife says she doesn't mind that at all, because she works, she's busy too, and I said that's great, because I don't have time to cook. You bring home that's healthy, and I started eating a lot of vegetables with it, and so that was support on there. I got positive feedback on something I can do there, and then if I want to break it up, and don't always feel like chicken, then maybe I'll have some bacon, or maybe a pork chop or something, but just to mix it up. So that's its support at home. And then just want to talk about the support that Ken and his wife Debbie has been giving us. For example, Debbie sent us a video on an amazing guy who was doing a bunch of exercises. We don't know if that was fake or not, but anyways, but Ken would send me articles that he's read or found on the internet about different things you can do about metabolism and everything like that. So that's part of the support, and it's so crucial, right, Ken?
It definitely is, Bill. When you try to do this on your own, it gets really lonely.
Yeah.
And you're also limited by how much you know. And I know things because I've experienced them, and I've listened to other people tell me what to do and what not to do. So yeah, having support, learning from other people is something that is really important, really big part of this program.
Very good. Okay, well, we're going to end here. So that's a recap. 5 pounds this week that I lost, and
That's a lot of weight. 5 pounds.
My diet is better and looking. So tune in next week, and we'll see some further progress, I hope, and we'll see what happens. So thanks for watching, and I wish success for you as well.
Thank you. Bye.
And as Nike says, just do it.
Just do it. Just do it.
Bye-bye.